Can we talk Capris? Oh gosh, some of us might remember them as clam diggers. They seem to be making a bit of a comeback. Love them, hate them. I don't know. Let me know below. But I personally am not a big fan. I feel like they hit you in the wrong place on your legs. They hit right at the widest part of your calf. It cuts your leg off, and I feel like it does nothing to elongate the legs at all, nor does it do anything that's really flattering. Now, if you happen to have very long, thin legs, shapely legs, you can pull them off. But for most people, having a pant that comes down just a little bit farther and hits at the thinner part of your leg, it'll be a lot more flattering. So let's take a look at what I mean. But here's just a couple of examples, but I would love to hear what you think. Are you a fan of capris, or maybe think they aren't the best choice for you? And the other thing with them is they can get a little frumpy if you don't style them correctly. They can tend to look a little dated and frumpy, in my personal opinion. So let's take a look at a couple examples and let me know what you think. So I doubt that this gorgeous young woman would look bad in anything. She could probably wear a gunny sack and get away with it. So I am going to show, though, how just dropping that hemline a little bit gives her a longer look. It makes her legs look a little bit thinner, even though they're pretty fantastic. They'll look a little bit thinner, and she will look a little bit taller and leaner. So let's take a look. So I didn't make a huge change, but you can see I dropped that hemline down just a little bit, and it gives her legs a little bit of a longer, thinner look. The hem comes to the thinner part of her leg, so it's not emphasizing the thickness of the calf, and it just looks a little more pulled together and cleaner. So anyway, my take on it, I just prefer for it to be more of a crop than an actual capri. I just think they're more flattering on more people can wear them. Let's take a look at another example. So on this pretty lady, you can see that this capri stops right under her knee. And so she has this navy blue capri that stops under the knee, right where the thicker part of her calf comes out. And it's really not doing her any favors. To me, this looks a little bit frumpy. It is cutting her leg in half, making her legs look shorter, and it's really emphasizing the thicker part of her leg. So let's see what happens if we drop that hem down to more of a crop length. So you can see how just dropping this hem down to more of a cropped length gives her a more elongated look. It lengthens her leg. It does not put the emphasis right on the thickest part of her calf, and it meets her leg where it's at its thinnest. So it is a very slimming look. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. You found it helpful. Would love to hear your comments on what your thoughts are on the capris versus maybe a crop. That there's no wrong answers. It's all personal opinion, but for me personally, I much prefer this look. I think it can be more easily worn by more body types and more women. I think it's a little more of an updated, polished look than your capri, but would love your thoughts on this. And if you found this helpful, feel free to share this video. Please give me a like and a follow so I know that you're paying attention, and have a great day. Bye-bye.